To tonight's council, please join me in standing for the invocation to be given by Council Member Egan.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you that we gather here today and take on town business. We ask that you give us wisdom, and patience, and discernment as we go through our issues that are before us. We thank you for many blessings, including our country starting to recover from the COVID pandemic. We thank you that all the people were able to come today and join us in our town council meeting. And again, we ask for your wisdom and blessing upon us. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Please join me standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Please be seated. Good evening, council, staff, and members of the audience. Let me welcome you to the regular town council for Monday, May 24th. For the record, we have all council members except Mr. Egan. With the 6 or 7%, we have quorum. Rachel, we don't have Mr. Egan on the Zoom call, do we? Yeah. He told me he will not be here. So the first item is a presentation, scholarship presentation by Sunnyvale. Yes, ma'am. The time is 7:10 p.m. First item is scholarship presentation by Sunnyvale Firefighters Association. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Tonight, once again, I'm proud to represent the fire department. Presenting tonight is the Firefighters Association. Once again, promoting goodwill within the town, and tonight the school district. The association is dedicated to give back, whether it be through money to an employee for medical expenses, MDA that we do every year, and now for the school district and supporting the students and with the scholarship. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Captain Tony Burrows, which is the president of the Sexy Fire, the Sunnyvale Fire Association.
Good evening, Captain.
How you doing, Council? Mayor? It's a pleasure tonight to be here to once again give back to the community. As Chief mentioned, we've done this once. The small amount of time that we've just been together. When we put the association together, it was for two things: to unite the fire department as one and to give back to the community. As Chief said, we've done one thing, and it's my pleasure tonight to give away 2 $500 scholarships to outstanding students in the Sunnyvale Independent School District. The first one, well, one thing right quick, I'd like to also thank Clark Mitchell. He worked with us. He's the future readiness advisor for Sunnyvale Independent School District, and he worked with us hand in hand on coming up with these 2 outstanding students. So the first one I'd like to call up is Caitlin Carter. Caitlin is going to Stephen F. Austin and it wants to be an ICU nurse.
Very nice. So, Caitlin.
One more.
Congratulations, Caitlin.
The next one is Brandon Gomez. He's going to Texas Tech. He's going there to have a business degree. Business degree. His goals are to go to college, get his degree, get married, and start a family.
There you go.
So he's
There
got
you
quite
go.
a,
Keep it
an
simple.
order there.
Keep it simple.
You two can hold this. Out front, y'all can share this.
What? Yeah. Come on, Pop.
I went to school with this.
Come, Mr. Pitt.
Dude, he's got money. He got some on the show.
I'm gonna be really nice. Good day, what I said. Let's get Rachel. There you go. Things.
You bet. Good luck.
No, I already had him say that. You couldn't even find it.
That looks like a.
Oh. Joseph, so let me ask a question. If I didn't click on the link for cyber training because I thought it was fraudulent, doesn't that mean I automatically passed my training without having to do it?
It's a very beautiful occasion. All right, moving on to the item number announcements. Pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551.0415, mayor, council, or staff may make announcements. Council, are there any announcements? Ms. Guthrie?
The only thing I have is just to remind everyone that we are doing Sunny Fest this year. So make sure you mark your calendars. Oh, I lost all my perks, guys. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's the Friday before the 4th. So I think it's the 2nd. Okay. So July 2nd at the park. And we still have opportunities for sponsorships. So if anybody wants to be a sponsor, please just call Town Hall and we'll get you set up.
Very nice. I also want to recognize and thank our parks guys. I know we had a water break and I meant to recognize them in public. I know they're not here. But please let them know we appreciate them very much. They are always get stuck in tough situations when there is a snowstorm. They got stuck. Obviously, our fire department and police department are very helpful. But Susan sent some pictures. Let them know we appreciate them very much. Any other announcements? Okay, moving on to public forum. This is the town. Members of the audience may come forward and speak to the council on any items other than personnel or legal matters or items on the agenda. If anyone would like to come forward, you may do so at this time. If you are joining us via Zoom, you may raise your hand. No one is coming forward from the chamber. Joseph, anyone raising their hands?
No hands raised.
No hands raised, so I'm going to close the public forum. Council, moving on to consent agenda items, we have agenda item 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the consent agenda. Would anyone like to remove any of the items from the consent agenda? Okay, if not, can I have a motion to approve consent agenda items?
Motion to approve. Consent agenda items 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Eldridge, second by Mr. Clark to approve consent agenda item 5, 6, 7, and 8. All in favor signify. All opposed, motion passed 6-0. Mr. Egan is out. Council, moving on to the discussion and action items. We are item number 9, discuss, consider, and act upon approving the 2021-2022 Council Strategic Plan document. Ms. Guthrie, good evening.
Yes, sir. So you all were at the retreat where you did this strategic plan, so you're pretty familiar with it as well as you've had this sent to you. But for the benefit of the people watching, I would like to just do a real high-level overview of what's in the plan. On March 29th, the council got together for their strategic planning retreat, but that's kind of the last step in the process. You know, we have a lot of input into this plan, everything from the community survey to all the committees and the boards, the park survey, interactions that you all have in the community, the status of our current CIP projects. So there's a lot of input that goes into where we're at with this plan. Next slide. Next slide. So the plan does go into some background on the organization and the community. Next slide. Talks about the council and your terms, and it lists the members of the leadership team. Next slide. This is really where the meat begins in the plan. This is our updated house. It encompasses our vision, which is Sunnyvale is a unique rural community with small town values that provides a high quality of life with safe neighborhoods, appealing places to recreate, and quality businesses and municipal services. So that's an updated vision from prior years. It also has our mission, which is that we are servant leaders delivering exceptional services to create a desirable and unique community to call home. This year, we did add a couple of goals. So we kept the original goals that were established 3 years ago, but we've added a couple of new goals. So our 5 goals are to preserve the character of a rural community, to enhance quality of life, to continually strive for municipal excellence, and to extend the life and expand current infrastructure to effectively address needs. And then the 5th goal, the wording changed a little bit. It is to attract and retain businesses aligned with Sunnyvale's character. And all of that is placed upon our foundational values, which is servant leadership, excellence and execution with the end in mind, ethical and responsible and prudent financial management. Next slide. So when we were starting the process, we did a SWOT analysis. We looked at the organization's and the community's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So the council participated in this, but also the leadership team, as well as some rank and file employees, all contributed to this SWOT analysis. Next slide.
Susan, before you
Yes, sir.
go further, I thought we have updated this one, especially on the threats.
What do you want changed?
I thought we decided not to include the residential flight.
Okay.
We had something else
remove
also.
that.
I thought there was a few things we struck from here. I can't remember it. All of council think that still be an accurate statement. Do you remember some of the things we struck from the meeting?
I know that I did remove several things. I don't have the
Okay.
list that where we removed them. I may have missed that one.
Would you mind taking a look at it? If you still have that hard copies. Again, if council wants to leave it, I'm good with that. I would definitely want to know what the details behind it. So, do you have any comments?
I mean, I mean, some of these, I mean, we went through all of these at our retreat. And I mean, I could see how some of them could be considered threats. Maybe I don't agree with, but I mean, if someone else thinks that they're a threat, then, you know, by all means.
Yeah, I thought there was something about anti-growth mindset again. What is that? We made changes to this. So if you could, if you still have the hard copies, if you can take a look at it.
Okay, so I have those two. Was there a third one, sir?
Do you all remember anything else? I know we made some changes. I can't remember it.
Okay, so I'll remove those two.
Yeah, under the crime cyber traditional, you may want, I don't know, there's a parenthesis required or not, maybe it's details. That fourth from the top, under the third.
I think that one is just the constant threat of cybersecurity issues.
Just adding a parenthesis, that's all.
Okay, I got that.
Mr. Clark, do you have anything? Go on to speak, okay, all right.
You ready for next slide, sir?
Council, are you good with it? Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, next slide. So now after we've determined what the goals were, we have objectives for each of the goals. And so I'm not going to read through every one of them because I think y'all are very familiar, but just to give a little flavor, for goal number 1, which is preserving the rural character of the community, one of the objectives is to complete the construction of the Glacier Barn within 2 years, to maintain the horses on the property, and to add sidewalks to allow viewing by the public. So for each of these, we try to make them measurable. So there's a specific time frame or a certain numerical goal that we're trying to reach. Develop a plan for welcome signage that reinforces Sunnyvale's rural character by 2022. Pilot at least one installation. Jumping down to objective 6, see opportunities to retain open space in the community through acquisition of land use planning throughout 21-22. And then objective 7, maintain many of Sunnyvale's streets as 2-lane rural roads. So that's just an example of some of the objectives that were listed under goal 1. Any questions or? Okay. Under goal 2, enhancing quality of life. Examples, there's actually under this goal, 11 different objectives. So objective 1 is to create the downtown development district by July 2023 to add to the town's sense of community and identity and look for opportunities to incentivize and partner with private development to move forward development. Objective 2, complete the parks master plan in 2021 and develop sub-plans for Jobson Park, Samuel Park North, and Lake Park. Jumping down to objective 4, launch a welcome event for new residents to be held on a routine basis by October 2021. Objective 5, complete the purchase of Rails to Trails project in 2021. Objective 9, complete the purchase of land for future animal control facility by December 2021. Objective 10, continue strengthening community relations with the new police department through visits to HOA meetings, neighborhood meetings, public events, a citizens police academy, and ride-alongs. And objective 11, complete committee work to evaluate the need, scope, feasibility, and funding for a multi-purpose recreation sports library facility. So that wasn't all of them, but that gave you kind of a sense for all the quality of life.
Susan, I did compare my notes
Yes, sir.
and also compared against what was on 2020 strategic planning. Under enhanced quality of life, we had an item called Highway 80 facilitation. This is Highway 80
Yes, sir.
facilitation. That's when the Highway 80 expands, working to include sewer lines and gas and whatever to leverage on that opportunity. That way, we could, harvest some.
It's now under extend the life of infrastructure, sir.
Maybe I didn't see it. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Okay, and then goal number 3, I think you're on go to the next, yeah. Continually striving for municipal excellence. Some examples of our objectives here is to complete the establishment of the performance excellence team and apply for the pioneer level TAPE award by 2021. Assess opportunities to improve employee retention, and you see there's, I think, 6 different activities under there to do that. Objective 4, expand efforts to gain the voice of the customer. So it includes things like the citizen survey, hosting town hall meetings, citizen committees, grow followers on our social media pages and e-newsletter. And then objective 7 is seek opportunities to benchmark performance against like organizations. So peer awards and benchmarking and refinement of our KPIs and our monthly reports. So again, just an example of the objectives under goal number 3. Goal number 4 on the next slide. Extend the life of the infrastructure. We have 9 objectives here, but again, just a sampling. Maintain current road condition at a level of 75 or greater. This is all based upon our DMAIC. This is going to be a real stretch, but this is the goal that we've set. And you can see all the actions underneath there that would help us get there. Objective 3, utilize grant funds for major reconstruction projects. And you can see the grant funds that we're talking about. The 7th call funding for construction of Collins Road, 7th call funding for design of rails to trails in 2023. The TIP funding we've talked about, the American Recovery for aspects of the fire station and extension of sewer to Trip Road. In our budget retreat, we'll talk a lot more about that source of funding and what we might be able to do with it. Objective 5, complete the design of the in-progress drainage projects and go to bid and construction by 2022. Objective 7, complete the update of the CIP with input from Citizens CIP Committee for the summer of 2021. And objective 9, assess infrastructure needs along US 80 to facilitate economic development. That's the one you were just asking about.
Yes, ma'am. One minor thing on goal number 4 page. I think there is 2 parts to that. There's extend the life of infrastructure and also expand current infrastructure.
Yes, sir. There just wasn't room at the top of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Okay, next goal is goal number 5. Excuse me, goal number 4. I didn't number that right. Good. We just found an error. Okay, goal number 5, attract and retain quality businesses. There's 6 objectives here. Number 1 is to gather and maintain quality informatics that are needed to recruit desired businesses to Sunnyvale by fall of 2021. Objective 3, explore creation of an entrepreneurship program in Sunnyvale to foster homegrown businesses and self-employed and remote businesses relocating to Sunnyvale, which includes assessing fiber capabilities, determining the need for a co-working incubator facility, as well as training and networking programs, and assess possibilities of an angel network. Objective 5, assess need for updated marketing materials. And objective 6, work closely with developers and owners of critical retail locations to attract desired businesses. Seek growth of unique restaurants and retail.
Susan, number 3, the assess possibilities of an angel network. I think really nice. Is that something, that's a very good one. Is that something we need to, I don't know, council, do we have, I know that there are some angel investors in town. You all know people, angel investors in town, we can invite. Do you know some, Susan, already, or you need some
I have some
assistance?
people in mind.
A couple of people might, okay. Yeah, that may be one we can include, or make one more citizens committee. Maybe this is one we can handpick some, some assistance from people.
Sure. Okay. Any other changes or additions? Again, I didn't read every objective, but I just wanted people to get a sense of what kind of things were in this plan.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah. The next slide is just a summary of all of the boards and commissions and the committees. I feel like I may have forgotten one, but you can see that we, in addition to our regular boards, we have the Excellence in Local Government Committee, the CIP Committee, Community Center and Library Committee, the Downtown Committee, and the Events Subcommittee. Plus, we have a quarterly meeting with the HOA presidents. So we're doing quite a bit of outreach and involving citizens in the decision-making and planning for the community. And then the next slide, and I'm just gonna kind of go through these. I'm not gonna go over these, but this was our last community survey, so we keep it in here. Go ahead and go to the next slide. We're gonna go, just keep scrolling through here. These are here for your review, but I think they have stayed consistent. Go ahead and go to the next slide. And then I'm gonna stop here. In the actual plan, we went ahead and put the monthly report for this current month, but at any time you can use that link and access the monthly reports. And our KPIs, which are our key performance indicators, are updated on a monthly basis. And we're constantly refining them. Just today, the mayor sent me, a few more changes, and now I want to know this, now I want to know that, which is exactly what should happen. It makes you question, where are we headed? How's our performance in a particular area? So we're constantly using that data to make decisions, both financial and operationally. So like I said, in the printed version, they're in there just for the current month, but at any time you can go check and see the current monthly KPIs. So with that, I'll stop and then ask if you have any changes other than those that you've already indicated.
Okay, council, let me open up for your comments. Everything is perfect, Susan. Do you want to get public comments on this one? Okay, let me open up for public comments on item number 9. If anyone from the members of the audience would like to come forward and speak to the council on item number 9, you may come forward. If you are joining us via Zoom, you may raise your hand. No one is coming forward from the chamber. Rachel, anyone raising their hand?
No hands raised.
No hands raised. We're going to close the public comments. Council, are there any comments? Okay, if not, I think you need to adopt this one. Am I right, Susan? Okay, if you have no other comments, I call for a motion, item number 9.
I'll make a motion to adopt item number 9 as presented.
Motion made by Mayor Pro Tem Allen,
Second.
second by Mr. Eldridge to adopt item number 9 as presented. With the changes, it's okay, the changes we recommended. That you okay?
Yeah,
Mr. Eldridge, are you
that's
okay
what I was
with
gonna
that?
say. I think we need to restate that with changes,
What's that?
with the changes that you made.
Mayor, I'll amend my motion to adopt item number 9 as presented with any minor changes that we made along with any typographical errors that may be found.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Allen, second by Mr. Eldridge. Everyone heard the motion? All in favor signify. All opposed, motion passed 6-0. Mr. Egan is absent, motion is passed. Number 10, Mayor Council request for future staff updates and agenda items. Going once,
About a year ago, maybe a little longer, we discussed trying to get the different boards and commissions together with the town council to maybe do some working sessions. I think we'd been able to do 4B, but we hadn't really gotten anybody else. So I'll just throw it out there. Maybe we try to get some of those meetings. Now that we're a little more open, maybe try to set those
like
meetings up.
workshops or something,
Workshops, exactly.
maybe good
And
time,
also
right,
maybe,
before the budget comes through, right? Maybe good time to do it, yeah.
Right, and also we talked maybe about meeting the school board, doing
Yep.
something with the school board, so, and then in similar vein, maybe we want to do some training together with them about rules, responsibilities. I think we talked about having Brenda or our council, maybe kind of going through with them, like what P and Z does, what Board of Adjustments do, those sort of things, just education. And I know I had a question from somebody on P and Z about just some of their roles and responsibilities based on the meeting from last week. So I thought I said bring it up, just throw it out there. Maybe something that would be beneficial to the boards and commissions.
Good thoughts, Mr. Clark. Anything else? Okay, if there are none, I call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Freeman, second by Eldridge to adjourn. All in favor signify. All opposed. Motion is passed. Now time is 7:39 and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, staff. Thank you, council, for everything you do.